Have you ever stared at your bank account balance, feeling that sinking sensation in your stomach as the numbers seem frozen in place, stubbornly refusing to grow despite your best efforts? That moment when you refresh the screen again and again, hoping for some magical glitch that might add an extra zero to your balance. I see you nodding. We've all been there, caught in that cycle of financial frustration, wondering why abundance seems to flow so easily to others while our own accounts remain stagnant. But what if I told you that the problem isn't your job, your education, or even the economy? What if the real issue is much simpler and entirely within your control? Has this ever happened to you? You work harder, you cut expenses, you follow all the conventional financial wisdom, yet somehow the numbers never quite add up to the freedom you're seeking. Stay with me until the end, because today I'm going to reveal something that completely transformed my relationship with money, and it will change yours too. But before we begin, please hit the like button and let me know where in the world you're watching from today. It's always fascinating seeing who's joining us from around the globe. And if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of our future videos. The truth is, your bank account isn't broken. It doesn't need a miracle. What it needs are different instructions. Most people stare at their accounts hoping and wishing for change, when they should be commanding abundance instead. Yes, you heard me right. Commanding, not requesting. Think of your finances as a loyal servant waiting for clear directions. When you speak in hesitation and fear, saying things like, "I hope I can afford this," or "maybe someday I'll have enough," you're giving weak, uncertain commands, and the universe, that powerful force that orchestrates everything in our reality, only responds to conviction and faith. What you're about to discover might surprise you because it contradicts everything we've been taught about money. We've been programmed to believe that wealth is scarce, that we must struggle to earn it, and that wanting more is somehow wrong. But these beliefs are precisely what keep us trapped in cycles of lack. Your bank account responds to commands, not wishes. The universe listens when you speak with authority. The problem is that most people don't know how to speak the language of abundance. They communicate in fear when the universe only responds to faith. It's like trying to operate a sophisticated piece of equipment with the wrong instruction manual. No wonder the results have been disappointing. I'm going to show you how to flip the script and start speaking in a language that multiplies your money, attracts opportunities, and opens doors you didn't even know existed. This isn't about positive thinking alone. It's about energetic alignment with the natural state of abundance that is your birthright. Now imagine waking up tomorrow morning and looking at your bank account with completely different eyes. Instead of anxiety, you feel certainty. Instead of worry, you feel excitement. This shift isn't just psychological. It's the first step in a profound transformation that extends far beyond your finances into every aspect of your life. The ancient wisdom traditions knew this secret, and today's quantum physics is finally catching up to what spiritual masters have taught for centuries. If these abundance principles have sparked something in you, hit that subscribe button to join our prosperity community. I share powerful insights just like these to help you command your financial reality and transform your relationship with wealth. The truth is that your financial situation right now isn't a reflection of bad luck, unfair circumstances, or even how hard you work. What most financial gurus never tell you is that your current bank balance is actually a direct manifestation of an internal decision you made long ago, a decision so subtle you probably weren't even aware of making it. You've unconsciously made peace with lack. You've normalized the struggle. I see this hidden pattern constantly in people who can't seem to break through to the next financial level. They've secretly agreed to a bargain with limitation, telling themselves, as long as I have enough to survive, "I'll be okay." This mindset revelation might feel uncomfortable at first, but recognizing it is the first step in your transformation journey. This acceptance of just enough is like installing a financial thermostat in your life that never allows your temperature to rise above lukewarm. And the most insidious part, society actually celebrates this mindset. We're taught that modest expectations are virtuous, that wanting more is somehow greedy or shallow. But this collective agreement with scarcity is the invisible barrier keeping millions trapped in financial mediocrity. Now, I want to go even deeper into this topic by examining the fundamental truth about human potential. Survival isn't your destiny, expansion is. When you settle for just getting by, you're actually contradicting the very essence of what you were designed for. Look at nature itself. Everything in the natural world is programmed to grow, to extend beyond its current boundaries, to multiply and increase. A tree doesn't aim to merely survive. It reaches upward and outward, constantly expanding its domain. The revelation that changed everything for me was understanding that abundance isn't something external we chase. It's actually our default setting that we've been programmed away from. Think about children before the world tells them what's realistic. They dream expansively, without the artificial ceilings we later accept as adults. That unlimited thinking isn't naive. It's actually your most authentic state. This profound mindset shift impacts everything. When you recalibrate your internal beliefs from survival to expansion, you begin to notice opportunities that were always there but invisible to your survival-focused perception. Decisions that once seemed risky start appearing as the logical next step. The impact ripples through every area of your life, not just your finances. What's truly fascinating is how this inner journey creates tangible results in your external world. Your bank account is ultimately just a physical manifestation of your relationship with abundance. It's a mirror reflecting back your deepest beliefs about what you deserve and what's possible for you. When you transform those core beliefs, the reflection must change accordingly. It's one of the universe's non-negotiable laws. Many people miss this crucial understanding because they're so focused on tactical strategies, budgeting better, investing smarter, working harder. Those things matter, of course, but they're secondary to the internal work. It's like trying to drive with one foot on the gas and one on the brake. You can have the best financial strategies in the world, but if your subconscious is programmed for lack, you'll find ways to sabotage your progress. If what I'm saying resonates with your own experience, write "I choose expansion" in the comments below. This simple declaration might seem small, but it signals to your subconscious that you're ready for a profound shift in how you relate to money and abundance. What if I told you that every single thought you have about money is actually a transaction? This revelation changed everything for me. You see, there's an invisible ledger that records the energetic banking happening in your mind throughout the day. Every time you think or say, "I can't afford that," you're making a withdrawal from your abundance account. When you catch yourself saying, "Money doesn't come easily to me," you're literally declining your own deposit. And those hours spent worrying about bills, that's precious energy being diverted toward exactly what you don't want. This isn't mystical thinking, it's the mechanics of consciousness. Behind the scenes of our physical reality lies an energetic framework that responds to the quality and direction of our thoughts. Your mind doesn't distinguish between what you want and what you don't want. It simply registers what you're focused on. This hidden truth explains why so many people remain stuck in financial patterns despite their conscious desires to change. Think about it. How many times today have you made an invisible withdrawal from your prosperity account? Most people make dozens, even hundreds of these unconscious transactions daily, then wonder why their visible bank account refuses to grow. The good news is that once you become aware of this pattern, you can begin making conscious deposits instead. Now, I want to go even deeper into this topic by exploring what I call the multiplication principle. The universe has a fascinating feature built into its operating system. It multiplies whatever you focus on, not to punish you or reward you, but simply because it interprets your sustained attention as a request for more. It's like placing an order with the cosmic kitchen, and whatever you keep thinking about is what gets served up on your life's plate. This multiplication happens regardless of whether what you're focusing on serves your highest good. Focus on lack, and lack expands. Focus on debt, and debt grows. Focus on opportunities, and opportunities multiply. The mechanism is completely neutral. It's the ultimate mirror reflecting back the predominant energy of your thoughts. The profound impact of this principle becomes clear when you realize that most people spend their mental energy unconsciously. They wake up and immediately worry about money, scroll through social media comparing their financial situation to others, stress about bills throughout the day, and fall asleep anxious about their future security. Then they're surprised when their financial reality continues to reflect these very concerns. The transformation begins when you make a deliberate decision to redirect your focus. This isn't about ignoring practical financial challenges. It's about changing your relationship with them. It's about maintaining your awareness of what's physically present while simultaneously holding a vision of expanding abundance. This is the essence of what Joseph Murphy and other prosperity teachers call living from the end, experiencing the feeling of your desired outcome before its physical manifestation. What's particularly fascinating about this journey is how quickly your external reality begins shifting once you master this internal recalibration. The universe responds to energy first, form second. When you consistently emanate the energy of abundance, the physical forms must eventually reorganize to match that vibration. If you're ready to start making prosperity deposits, instead of lack withdrawals, type "I'm watching my thoughts" in the comments below. Awareness is always the first step in this profound financial awakening. Let me share something profound that most financial advisors will never tell you. Your bank account is actually a perfect mirror of your inner beliefs about money. This revelation transformed my understanding of wealth. It's not just about strategies and investments. It's about the subtle, often unconscious relationship you have with abundance itself. If somewhere deep in your belief system you've decided that wealthy people are selfish, your subconscious mind, which is always working to protect you, will actually push money away to ensure you remain a good person in your own estimation. It's a startling mindset discovery that explains why so many brilliant, hard-working people struggle financially, while others with seemingly less talent or education thrive. The hidden truth is that your financial reality can never exceed the boundaries of your internal money blueprint. If you secretly resent successful people, harbor judgments about those rich folks, or believe wealth corrupts character, you've created an energetic barrier that no amount of practical financial knowledge can overcome. Ready to continue this abundance journey? Subscribe now and become part of a community that's mastering the art of commanding prosperity. Every video is designed to expand your wealth consciousness and unlock your financial potential. Think about it. Have you ever caught yourself making subtle criticisms about wealthy individuals? Perhaps noticing their overpriced car or making assumptions about how they acquired their money. These judgments may seem harmless, but they send powerful signals to your subconscious. Don't let me become like that. And your faithful subconscious, always listening, ensures you never will. You simply cannot become what you resent. This psychological barrier affects your decisions, opportunities, and even how others respond to you in financial situations. Now, I want to go even deeper into this topic by sharing the most liberating revelation of all. Your finances aren't random accidents or the result of external circumstances beyond your control. They're reflections of your ongoing, energetic conversation with the universe. Every thought, feeling, and belief about money contributes to this dialogue that shapes your financial reality. And here's the breakthrough that changed everything for me. You can change the script at any moment. This is where your personal power truly begins, with the recognition that you're not a victim of economic forces, but a conscious creator of your financial experience. The transformation starts when you become aware of the script you've been unconsciously following and make a deliberate decision to write a new one. This isn't about positive thinking as much as it's about energetic alignment with the abundance that already exists all around you. Behind the scenes of every financial breakthrough is this fundamental shift, from seeing yourself as someone who struggles with money to someone who commands money, from someone who hopes for enough to someone who expects prosperity, from someone who fears lack to someone who trusts in abundance. The mechanics of this shift operate at the level of consciousness, beyond the strategies and tactics of conventional financial advice. What makes this journey so fascinating is that once you begin consciously changing your financial script, the universe responds with remarkable speed. Opportunities that were always present but invisible to you suddenly appear. Resources align. The people, circumstances, and ideas necessary for your prosperity start showing up in ways that might seem coincidental, but are actually direct responses to your shifted energy. If you're recognizing patterns in your own relationship with money as I'm speaking, type "rewriting my script" in the comments below. This acknowledgement is more powerful than you might realize. It's the first step in consciously creating a new financial narrative. Let me share a metaphor that completely transformed how I understand the relationship between our words and our wealth. Imagine your bank account is like a loyal dog. Not just any dog, but one that's been with you for years, that knows your voice intimately and responds primarily to your tone rather than your specific words. When you constantly mutter, "There's never enough," your financial companion whimpers and hides, bringing back exactly the experience you've communicated: scarcity. But when you confidently declare, "I am always provided for," it perks up its ears, wags its tail excitedly, and runs off to fetch more abundance. This isn't just a cute analogy, it's a powerful framework for understanding the responsive nature of your financial reality. Your tone matters more than your circumstances. The energy behind your words creates ripples that extend far beyond the moment you speak them. This insight was a revelation in my own journey, showing me that my financial struggles weren't about bad luck or limited opportunities, but about the unconscious signals I was sending through my everyday language. Think about the words you habitually use when discussing your finances. Are they heavy with worry, tinged with resentment, or weighed down by past disappointments? Or do they convey certainty, appreciation, and expectation of good? This isn't about denial or fake positivity. It's about consciously choosing language that opens pathways rather than closes them. Your financial reality is constantly responding to these subtle cues, reshaping itself to match the energy of your communication. Now, I want to go even deeper into this topic by exploring a critical moment that most people completely overlook in their financial journey. When money comes to you, whether it's your regular paycheck, an unexpected gift, or a return on investment, your very first thought in that moment is crucial. It's like setting the GPS coordinates for where that energy will lead next. If your instinctive first thought is, "Finally, now I can pay these bills," you've immediately connected that money with lack and obligation. You've essentially told the universe, "Send me just enough to handle my problems." But if instead your immediate response is, "Thank you, universe, for this flow of abundance," you've created an entirely different energetic signature. You've signaled that you see this money as part of an ongoing flow, not a rare event to be immediately depleted. This mindset shift represents a fundamental transformation in how we relate to prosperity. Gratitude isn't just a nice spiritual practice, it's actually the language of multiplication. When you respond to money with genuine appreciation, you're communicating at the quantum level that you recognize and welcome this energy. And what we appreciate, appreciates. This isn't wishful thinking. It's a principle that operates whether we're conscious of it or not. The fascinating revelation here is that these first thoughts aren't random. They're habitual patterns we've developed over years, often inherited from our family's relationship with money. But once you become aware of these patterns, you gain the power to consciously reshape them. This awareness allows you to interrupt the automatic negative response and deliberately choose a thought that aligns with expansion rather than contraction. If you've noticed how your own initial reactions to money might be influencing your financial flow, type "gratitude activates abundance" in the comments. This awareness itself is the beginning of a profound shift in your prosperity consciousness. You might be wondering, this gratitude approach sounds nice, but my landlord doesn't accept thank you notes as payment. I completely understand that skepticism. I felt it too. But here's the revelation that changed everything. Gratitude isn't just a pleasant emotion. It's a powerful force that opens doors for miracles that logic simply cannot explain. When your rational mind says, "That's impossible," gratitude whispers, "Just watch." I've witnessed this phenomenon repeatedly in my own journey and in the lives of thousands I've worked with. When you genuinely align with abundance through appreciation, you begin attracting opportunities, ideas, and connections that money alone could never purchase. A chance meeting leads to a business partnership. A random conversation sparks $1 million idea. A forgotten skill suddenly becomes your most valuable asset. These aren't coincidences. They're the universe working behind the scenes in ways you can't see, but can absolutely feel. This isn't about ignoring practical financial steps. It's about recognizing that your logical planning is just one part of the prosperity equation. Behind the visible world of numbers and transactions lies an invisible realm of energy and potential that responds to your gratitude in ways that transcend conventional understanding. Your appreciation activates creative forces that rearrange circumstances in your favor through pathways your mind could never have calculated. Now, I want to go even deeper into this topic by exploring the actual scientific foundation of this process. Everything in our universe, absolutely everything, exists as vibrating energy. This isn't New Age philosophy, it's quantum physics. Your thoughts, emotions, and words aren't just abstract concepts. They carry specific frequencies that interact with the energy field around you. This vibrational science explains why certain people seem to effortlessly attract prosperity while others struggle despite their best efforts. When you complain about money, worry about bills, or focus on lack, you're actually broadcasting at the frequency of scarcity. And because like attracts like in the vibrational universe, you magnetically pull similar situations toward you. It's not punishment, it's physics. Conversely, when you affirm abundance, celebrate prosperity, and maintain gratitude regardless of your current circumstances, you're emitting a completely different signal, one that resonates with wealth and draws it toward you. This understanding reveals the hidden mechanics behind what Joseph Murphy and other prosperity teachers have been sharing for decades. Your financial reality isn't responding to your wishes or even your actions as much as it's responding to your energetic signature. The breakthrough comes when you realize you can consciously choose and maintain a vibration of abundance, regardless of your bank balance. This energetic alignment becomes the bridge between your current financial situation and the prosperity you desire. What's particularly fascinating about this journey is how this vibrational shift often precedes visible change. Many people make the mistake of waiting to feel abundant until their circumstances improve, but the transformation works in the opposite direction. When you consistently hold the frequency of prosperity, your external reality has no choice but to eventually reorganize itself to match your internal state. If you're beginning to sense the powerful connection between your energetic state and your financial reality, type "raising my frequency" in the comments below. This awareness of vibrational alignment is where true financial transformation begins. Let me share a simple yet profound experiment that changed my entire relationship with money. It's so straightforward you might be tempted to dismiss it, but I promise the results will astonish you. Every time you spend money, whether it's buying coffee, paying bills, or making a major purchase, say this phrase either aloud or silently: "Money flows back to me multiplied." That's it. This one statement, consistently applied, can radically transform your financial reality. What makes this practice so powerful is that it directly reprograms your subconscious mind to associate spending with flow rather than loss. Most people experience a subtle contraction when parting with money, a tiny moment of grief or worry as they watch their balance decrease. This experiment flips that emotional response on its head, training you to see every expenditure as part of a circular journey rather than a one-way street to less. I recommend starting with small, everyday purchases to build this habit. When you buy your morning coffee, silently affirm, "Money flows back to me multiplied." When you pay for groceries, repeat the phrase. The beauty of this practice is in its simplicity and the way it gradually shifts your entire relationship with financial energy. This isn't magical thinking, it's deliberate reconditioning of deeply ingrained patterns around money. Now, I want to go even deeper into this topic by exploring a fundamental misunderstanding that keeps most people trapped in financial struggle. The majority of people treat money like it's leaving forever instead of circulating. They see their bank balance drop and experience a sense of permanent loss, not realizing that money operates as a flow, not a fixed quantity. This revelation completely transforms your financial psychology once you truly grasp it. Money doesn't disappear, it moves. When you pay your internet bill, that money isn't gone. It's now supporting the employees of that company who will spend it elsewhere, continuing an endless cycle of exchange. The hidden truth behind prosperity is understanding that we don't actually spend money at all. We simply redirect its flow, remaining part of its journey rather than terminating our relationship with it. The breakthrough comes when you start blessing the movement of money instead of resenting it. Imagine each dollar you spend as a loyal messenger going out into the world to gather more abundance on your behalf. Rather than saying a permanent goodbye to your money, you're sending it on a mission with clear instructions to return with friends. This mindset shift represents a complete transformation in how you engage with financial energy. This circulation principle explains why some people seem to effortlessly attract wealth, while others remain stuck despite similar actions. Those who thrive financially have intuitively grasped that money is like water. It must flow to remain fresh and vital. Damming it up through excessive hoarding actually blocks new streams from reaching you. The paradoxical journey to abundance often requires releasing your grip on what you already have. What's fascinating about this approach is how quickly it can impact your real-world financial experience. Many people report coincidental increases in unexpected income shortly after adopting this circulation mindset. A surprise refund appears, a forgotten debt is repaid, a new opportunity emerges seemingly from nowhere. These aren't random events, but direct reflections of your shifted relationship with the flow of money. If you're intrigued by this circulation concept, type "money is always moving" in the comments below. Acknowledging this principle is the first step to becoming a conscious participant in the endless flow of abundance. Have you ever noticed that on days when you're feeling genuinely good, I mean that deep, authentic state of well-being, unexpected opportunities seem to appear almost effortlessly? Then on days when you're stressed or anxious, even small things keep going wrong. This isn't random coincidence. Your emotions are actually functioning as your financial thermostat, setting the temperature of your prosperity experience with remarkable precision. This emotional thermostat revelation transformed my understanding of why some days flow with abundance while others feel like pushing against resistance. Behind the scenes of our financial reality, there's a direct correlation between our emotional state and what manifests in our experience. When you consistently operate from positive emotional frequencies, appreciation, excitement, curiosity, joy, you quite literally tune into the wavelength where opportunities reside. Think about the most financially successful people you know or admire. Beyond their strategies and actions, there's almost always an underlying emotional signature, a certain ease, confidence, and expectation of good. This isn't because success made them feel this way. Rather, this emotional blueprint preceded their external success. The breakthrough comes when you realize you must feel rich inside before your outer world can reflect that reality back to you. Now, I want to go even deeper into this topic by addressing the single greatest obstacle preventing most people from experiencing true financial abundance: the habit of worrying about money. This insight is both simple and profound. You cannot attract wealth from a state of worry. The vibration of anxiety about money is fundamentally incompatible with the frequency of abundance. They're like oil and water. They simply cannot mix. The journey from financial struggle to prosperity requires a fundamental shift from fear to faith. This doesn't mean blind optimism or denying practical challenges. It means developing the capacity to say, "I may not see how exactly this will work out, but I know with absolute certainty that provision is on its way." This mindset transformation isn't about ignoring reality. It's about expanding your perception of what's possible beyond the limitations of your current circumstances. What's particularly liberating about this approach is realizing that figuring out how abundance will come isn't actually your responsibility. That's the universe's job. Your only task is maintaining the vibration of faith and gratitude that allows solutions to flow to you. This revelation removes an enormous burden many people carry: the exhausting attempt to micromanage the path to prosperity through worry and overanalysis. The fascinating truth is that the how almost never unfolds the way your logical mind would have planned anyway. The universe has infinite channels through which abundance can reach you, many of which you couldn't possibly imagine from your current vantage point. Your decision to release attachment to specific outcomes actually opens the door to possibilities far greater than your limited planning could conceive. This shift represents a complete transformation in your relationship with uncertainty. Rather than seeing unknown variables as threats to your security, you begin to recognize them as the very space in which miracles can occur. The undefined future becomes not something to fear, but a blank canvas on which abundance can paint surprising and delightful solutions tailored perfectly to your unique journey. If this shift from worry to trust resonates with your own financial journey, type "Faith activates flow" in the comments below. This simple recognition of how your emotional state impacts your prosperity is where genuine transformation begins. Here's something that completely transformed my understanding of how prosperity works. The universe is extraordinarily obedient. I mean this in the most literal sense. The creative force behind all reality doesn't argue with your declarations or try to convince you otherwise. It simply agrees with whatever you affirm. Say, "I'm broke," and it nods, "Yes, you are." Declare, "I'm abundant," and it responds, "Yes." Indeed, this revelation about universal consciousness shifts everything when you truly grasp it. The universe functions like a cosmic assistant that never says no. It doesn't judge your requests or decide whether you deserve them. It doesn't analyze your past or question your worthiness. It simply delivers experiences that match your predominant thoughts, feelings, and declarations with perfect precision. This isn't a punishment or reward system. It's a reflection mechanism operating with flawless neutrality. This insight explains why two people can face identical external circumstances, yet experience completely different outcomes. One person consistently affirms limitation and struggles, while another declares abundance and thrives. And the universe, in its perfect obedience, ensures both experience exactly what they've claimed as their truth. The profound discovery here is that your declarations aren't describing your reality. They're creating it. Now, I want to go even deeper into this topic by exploring what Joseph Murphy called the seed principle, a concept that illuminates exactly how our words shape our experience. Every single word you speak is a seed planted in the fertile soil of universal consciousness. And just like in nature, the harvest you reap will always correspond precisely to the seeds you've sown. This natural law operates with unfailing consistency. You cannot plant seeds of lack and harvest abundance. You can't consistently say, "I'm broke," and expect "I'm wealthy" to mysteriously grow in your experience. You can't complain about bills and attract financial ease. The soil of life only produces what you've planted through your conscious and unconscious speech patterns. The transformative journey begins when you take inventory of the seeds you've been planting daily through your habitual language. Most people are shocked when they first become aware of how many scarcity seeds they unconsciously sow throughout an average day. "I can't afford that. Money is so tight. I'll never get ahead financially." Each statement is a seed that will inevitably produce a matching harvest. What's particularly fascinating about this process is the unseen germination period that occurs between planting and harvesting. Just as a physical seed develops roots before showing visible growth, your word seeds are creating beneath the surface long before circumstances reflect them. By the time you see evidence in your bank account, those seeds were planted weeks or months earlier through your consistent declarations. This revelation places tremendous power in your hands. Your language isn't just describing your current conditions, it's actively creating your future reality. The breakthrough comes when you begin deliberately choosing words that support the prosperity you desire rather than reinforcing the limitations you've experienced. This isn't about denying present challenges, but about consciously planting seeds for the reality you want to grow. If you're ready to become more mindful about the financial seeds you're planting with your words, type "watching my word seeds" in the comments below. This awareness of how your language shapes your prosperity is where lasting transformation begins. Now let's explore the practical steps that transform these powerful principles into daily habits that can reshape your financial reality. The first step is deceptively simple, yet profoundly effective. Change your language around money. I want you to make a commitment right now to eliminate one phrase from your vocabulary forever. "I can't afford it." This seemingly innocent statement is actually a command to your subconscious that instantly closes doors of possibility. Instead, train yourself to ask, "How can I afford it?" Notice the subtle but revolutionary difference here. The first statement is a period, a full stop that terminates creative thinking. The second is a question mark, an invitation for your mind to begin searching for solutions. This tiny shift in language triggers an entirely different pathway in your brain, activating the problem-solving centers instead of the limitation centers. The word how is truly magical. It opens doorways where your mind previously saw only walls. When you ask how, your subconscious takes it as a direct command to start generating possibilities you wouldn't otherwise consider. This isn't about making irresponsible purchases. It's about shifting from a mindset of limitation to one of creative possibility. Behind every financial breakthrough is someone who refused to accept "I can't afford it" as their final answer. What's fascinating about this language transformation is how quickly it impacts your actual financial decisions and opportunities. People who adopt this simple change often report coincidental pathways appearing that they never would have noticed before. A discount becomes available, a new income opportunity emerges, a creative solution presents itself. These aren't random, they're the direct result of your shifted language, directing your attention to possibilities that were always there, but previously invisible to you. Now, I want to go even deeper into this topic by revealing the second critical step in this financial awakening journey, establishing a daily declaration practice. Each morning, before you check your phone, before you scroll through social media, before your mind becomes cluttered with the day's demands, say aloud, "I am open to the infinite wealth of the universe. Money flows to me easily, constantly, and joyfully." These aren't just pretty words, they're energetic recalibrations. Saying them while brushing your teeth, making coffee, or getting dressed ensures they become as routine as these daily activities. The power lies not in saying them once, but in the consistent repetition that gradually reprograms your entire energy field. Think of it as changing the default settings in your prosperity consciousness. What makes this practice so transformative is that it works at multiple levels simultaneously. Consciously, it reminds you of your abundance mindset. Subconsciously, it overwrites old limiting beliefs. Energetically, it broadcasts a clear signal to the universe about what you're available to receive. The science of neuroplasticity confirms that repeated thoughts create new neural pathways, literally rewiring your brain for prosperity consciousness. The revelation that changed everything for me was understanding that these declarations aren't about convincing yourself of something untrue. They're about aligning with a deeper truth that your limited thinking has been blocking. Abundance is actually your natural state. These declarations simply remove the artificial barriers you've unconsciously placed between yourself and the wealth that's already trying to reach you. If you're ready to implement these two powerful steps in your own life, type "changing my language today" in the comments below. This commitment to transforming both your external and internal dialogue is where your prosperity journey truly accelerates. The third step in this financial transformation is one most people completely overlook, yet it's absolutely essential. Blessing your current finances, no matter how small they may appear. This isn't about spiritual bypassing or pretending to be satisfied with less than you desire. It's about honoring the energy that's already flowing through your life, recognizing that how you treat what you have directly signals to the universe what you're prepared to receive. Think about it. Would you entrust large sums of money to someone who mistreats smaller amounts? Of course not. The universe operates on the same principle. When you treat your current financial resources with deep respect, whether that's $10 or $10,000, you demonstrate readiness for greater abundance. This revelation transformed my relationship with money when I realized my haphazard financial habits were actually broadcasting distrust to the universe. Energy flows through order. This is a universal principle that applies directly to your finances. A disorganized, crumpled collection of receipts and random bills stuffed in a messy wallet literally creates energetic chaos around your money. Conversely, when you organize your finances, maintain a neat wallet, and handle your money with care, you create a clear channel for abundance to flow. This isn't superficial. It's a profound, energetic alignment that opens pathways for prosperity. What I found particularly fascinating was discovering how my external treatment of money directly reflected my internal relationship with wealth. As I began treating even small amounts with greater respect, organizing my wallet, expressing gratitude for each dollar, keeping clear financial records, my entire prosperity consciousness shifted. The universe seems to respond not to our words, but to our actual relationship with the energy of money. Now, I want to go even deeper into this topic by revealing what I consider the missing ingredient that causes most abundance practices to fail: emotion. You see, affirmations alone don't manifest. Feelings do. You can repeat, "I am wealthy," 1,000 times daily, but without the corresponding emotional state, those words remain empty shells, powerless to create change. The transformation begins when you infuse your declarations with genuine feeling. This emotional component represents the quantum leap. In manifestation practices, it's not enough to intellectually affirm abundance. You must emotionally embody it. The breakthrough comes when you realize you don't need to wait until money arrives to feel abundant. You can generate that feeling now, regardless of your current circumstances. And when you consistently maintain that emotional frequency, money naturally follows that feeling like a loyal servant responding to your energetic command. The fascinating journey involves learning to generate authentic feelings of prosperity before the physical evidence appears. This isn't pretending or deluding yourself. It's understanding that your emotional state actually precedes physical manifestation. Your feelings are the magnet that draws corresponding experiences toward you. When you genuinely feel wealthy, experiencing the relief, freedom, and expansiveness of abundance, your external reality has no choice but to eventually align with that internal state. This explains why two people can use identical affirmations with dramatically different results. One person mechanically recites the words while maintaining feelings of lack, while another infuses those same words with authentic emotions of abundance. The universe responds not to the words themselves, but to the energetic signature of your feelings about those words. If you're ready to elevate your abundance practice by adding this crucial emotional component, type "feeling is the secret" in the comments below. This recognition of how your emotional state creates your financial reality is where manifestation truly accelerates. One of the most liberating discoveries on my prosperity journey was learning the power of playfulness when it comes to money. Most of us have been conditioned to approach finances with such heaviness and seriousness, as if worrying somehow proves our responsibility. But what if the path to abundance is actually lighter than we've been led to believe? What if playfulness is a form of financial wisdom we've been missing? Try this illuminating experiment. The next time you pass by something expensive, perhaps a luxury car or a designer item with a price tag that would normally make you wince, instead of your habitual "that's too much" or "I could never afford that," playfully declare, "that will be pocket change for me soon." Say it with a smile, with a lightness in your voice. You're not lying to yourself or being delusional. You're actually creating. You're setting the energetic tone for your future relationship with money. This playful approach sends a powerful signal to your subconscious mind and to the universe. You're not desperately clinging to every dollar or living in fear of lack. Humor around money is actually a profound form of faith. It demonstrates that you're not worried about your prosperity. And paradoxically, this relaxed energy is far more magnetic to abundance than the contracted energy of anxiety and overseriousness. Think of a child playing pretend. They Don't worry whether their imagination matches current reality. They simply enjoy the creative experience. That same innocent creativity is available to us around money when we allow ourselves to play with possibilities instead of fixating on limitations. This childlike quality actually accelerates manifestation because it bypasses the adult mind's resistance and skepticism. Now, I want to go even deeper into this topic by exploring what I call the celebration principle, a revelation that completely transformed my understanding of how abundance flows. The universe quite literally multiplies whatever you celebrate. It's as if celebration is the fertilizer that causes prosperity seeds to grow more rapidly and abundantly. Joy is the most magnetic energy for attracting wealth, far more powerful than seriousness or striving. Most people make the mistake of waiting to celebrate until after they've achieved their financial goals. I'll be happy when I have X amount in my account, they tell themselves, not realizing this approach actually delays manifestation. The breakthrough comes when you flip this equation, celebrating even small financial blessings now as if they were major milestones. This isn't about lowering your standards, it's about activating the energetic mechanism that accelerates abundance. When you receive any amount of money, whether it's finding a quarter on the sidewalk or depositing your paycheck, pause to genuinely celebrate that flow. Feel authentic appreciation for it. This isn't spiritual bypassing, it's strategic energy management. Your gratitude and joy literally create an energetic pathway for more to flow. Like attracts like in the vibrational universe, and few energies are more attractive than authentic celebration. What's fascinating about this prosperity journey is how it challenges our cultural conditioning around money. We've been taught that financial success requires struggle, sacrifice, and serious planning. Yet, the most abundant people I've ever encountered approach money with a lightness and ease that seems almost counterintuitive. Their prosperity isn't despite this approach, it's because of it. They've discovered that abundance flows most freely through channels of joy. If you're ready to bring more playfulness and celebration into your financial life, type "celebrating my way to wealth" in the comments below. This shift from heaviness to lightness around money can completely transform your prosperity experience. Let me share a real-life story that illustrates this principle in action. A transformation that might seem small, but created ripples of abundance in one woman's life. There was a woman who used to literally cry every time she looked at her bills. Each envelope that arrived in the mail would trigger a wave of anxiety and dread. Her relationship with these obligations was purely fear-based, and predictably, her financial situation remained stagnant despite her best efforts. One day, after learning about these prosperity principles, she decided to try something that felt almost radical. Instead of crying over her bills, she gathered them all neatly on her dining table, lit a candle, and said with genuine feeling, "Thank you, universe, for trusting me with these responsibilities. These bills represent electricity that powers my home, water that nourishes my body, a roof that shelters me. I bless these bills with abundance, and I know the money to pay them is already on its way." The revelation came when, within just 2 weeks of this practice, she received 3 unexpected sources of money. A refund she had completely forgotten about, a freelance opportunity that appeared seemingly from nowhere, and a payment for an old debt she'd written off years ago. Together, these covered all her expenses. This wasn't coincidence, it was cause and effect. The moment she stopped vibrating at the frequency of fear, she created space for solutions to appear. Her story demonstrates the direct connection between our energetic state and our financial reality. Now, I want to go even deeper into this topic by exploring a fundamental shift in how we relate to abundance. Most people approach the universe as supplicants, pleading, hoping, wishing for financial relief. They pray for money with the same desperate energy they'd use begging for mercy. But here's the breakthrough understanding. Abundance doesn't respond to desperation. It responds to certainty. You don't plead with the universe. You command it with the quiet authority of someone who knows their rightful place in the prosperity equation. This commanding presence isn't about arrogance or entitlement. It's about alignment with the truth of your relationship to infinite supply. When you truly understand that abundance is your natural state, not something to be earned or deserved but your birthright, your entire approach transforms. You stop chasing money and start magnetizing it. You stop worrying about how it will come and simply know that it must come, because that's the law. Think of it as the difference between a beggar and a king. The beggar hopes for coins with uncertainty, while the king simply expects his needs to be met with calm assurance. The universe responds not to your words, but to your energetic signature, whether you're approaching abundance as a beggar or as royalty. This mindset revolution completely transforms the results you experience. What fascinates me most about this journey is how it represents a total paradigm shift in our cultural understanding of wealth creation. We've been taught that financial success comes through struggling, striving, and forcing. Yet the deeper wisdom reveals that abundance flows most easily to those who command it with faith rather than chase it with fear. This isn't magical thinking. It's energetic alignment with the abundant nature of the universe itself. If this commanding approach resonates with something deep inside you, type "I command abundance" in the comments below. This simple declaration signals your readiness to step into a new relationship with prosperity. The most powerful moment in any transformation journey isn't when you've finally achieved your goal. It's actually the moment you make a clear, uncompromising decision to change. That's why I'm asking you right now to make an immediate decision to stop speaking the language of lack. Not tomorrow, not next week, right now, this moment. Decide that from this point forward, your words will align with abundance rather than scarcity. Decide that your bank account is already expanding, that every cent currently in your possession is a seed of multiplication. This decisive moment represents a profound psychological and energetic shift. Most people dabble with prosperity principles, trying them occasionally when they feel optimistic, but reverting to old patterns when challenges arise. But there's a quantum difference between experimenting with abundance thinking and making an irreversible decision to embody it completely. When you truly decide with every fiber of your being, the universe begins reorganizing itself around your conviction. What fascinates me about this decision point is how it instantly changes your perception. The moment you decide that financial abundance is non-negotiable for you, you begin noticing opportunities that were always present but previously invisible. Your reticular activating system, the part of your brain that filters information, starts highlighting prosperity possibilities instead of lack evidence. This perceptual shift alone creates immediate momentum toward your financial goals. Now, I want to go even deeper into this topic by exploring what it actually means to command your bank account to multiply. Many people misunderstand this concept, imagining it involves forcefully shouting affirmations or demanding wealth from the universe. But true commanding isn't about volume or intensity. It's about embodying the wealth vibration so fully that the universe naturally responds to your energetic signature. Think of it like walking into a room where you absolutely belong. You don't need to announce yourself loudly or convince anyone of your right to be there. Your quiet confidence communicates everything necessary. This is how masters of abundance approach their relationship with money. They don't beg, plead, or even ask. They simply carry themselves with the assured knowing that prosperity is their natural state. This embodiment revolution transforms how abundance flows into your life. Rather than chasing money from a place of need, you begin attracting it through resonance. Your energy becomes a magnet for prosperity because you're vibrating at the frequency of wealth consciousness. This isn't about pretending or faking it, it's about reconnecting with your true nature as an abundant being. The journey involves a fascinating identity transformation where you gradually release your self-concept as someone who struggles financially and step into the energetic blueprint of someone who naturally attracts prosperity. This isn't about external changes first. It's an inside job that begins with how you carry yourself, the words you choose, the emotions you cultivate, and the expectations you hold. What's particularly powerful about this approach is that it works regardless of your starting point. Whether you currently have $10 or 10 million in your account, this embodiment practice creates an energetic pathway for expansion. The universe responds not to your current balance, but to the consciousness you bring to that balance. If you're feeling a shift in how you perceive your relationship with abundance, type "I am wealth embodied" in the comments below. This declaration signals your readiness to move beyond merely thinking about prosperity to actually becoming its living expression. One of the most revealing insights I've discovered on this abundance journey is how our approach to finances speaks volumes to the universe. When you constantly worry about money, check your accounts with anxiety, or stress about how bills will be paid, you're actually broadcasting a powerful message. I don't trust you, universe. This energetic signal of distrust creates resistance in your prosperity flow, like trying to drive with one foot on the brake. Conversely, when you approach your finances with calm assurance, a quiet knowing that abundance is your birthright, you send a completely different signal. This isn't about ignoring practical realities, it's about maintaining faith in the bigger picture while handling the details. Your relationship with the universe is ultimately a trust relationship, and like any relationship, trust is the foundation that allows everything else to flourish. Think about this illuminating comparison. When you plant a seed in your garden, you don't dig it up every hour to check if it's growing. You trust the process. You water it, provide sunlight, and then allow nature to work its magic in the unseen realms beneath the soil. Yet with money, so many of us plant seeds of faith in the morning, then frantically dig them up by evening, saying, "Where's my harvest? Why isn't this working?" The universe gently responds, "I was growing it for you until you doubted." This revelation transformed my own financial journey when I realized my constant checking, worrying, and calculating was actually interfering with the natural prosperity process. The breakthrough came when I learned to plant my abundance intentions and then trust, truly trust, that the universe was orchestrating circumstances in my favor, even when I couldn't yet see the results. Now, I want to go even deeper into this topic by exploring a metaphor that beautifully illustrates how prosperity manifestation works. Faith is literally the soil in which your financial abundance grows. Like any good gardener, you must tend this soil with patience, care, and crucially, joy. The quality of your soil determines the quality of your harvest, and worry creates toxic conditions where prosperity simply cannot thrive. Think about your mind as a garden where you're attempting to grow wealth. You can't plant prosperity seeds in soil contaminated with thoughts like, "I'll never get ahead," or "money is hard to come by." Those are weeds that choke out your abundance plants before they can even take root. The transformation begins when you deliberately pull out those thought weeds and replace them with truths about prosperity. I'm always supported. Wealth flows to me easily. I am a money magnet. What fascinates me about this gardening process is how it requires both action and surrender, the perfect balance of effort and trust. You must consciously plant the seeds, your intentions and actions, water them regularly, your consistent focus. but then also trust the invisible germination process that happens beneath the surface. This balanced approach creates the ideal conditions for financial abundance to flourish. The revelation that changed everything for me was understanding that this garden doesn't respond to force or worry. It responds to patient tending and joyful expectation. When you approach your financial garden with the light-hearted confidence of an experienced gardener rather than the anxious micromanagement of a novice, the universe mirrors that confidence back to you in the form of expanded prosperity. If this gardening metaphor has given you a new perspective on your financial manifestations, type "tending my abundance garden" in the comments. This awareness of how your patient faith creates the perfect conditions for prosperity to grow is where sustainable wealth consciousness begins. Let me share a concept that revolutionized my understanding of prosperity blocks: energetic debt. This has nothing to do with your credit card balance or bank loans. It operates in an entirely different dimension of your financial reality. Energetic debt occurs when you carry unresolved emotions around money: guilt from past financial mistakes, resentment towards someone who owes you money, fear about your financial future, or shame about your current circumstances. These emotions aren't just uncomfortable feelings, they function as tiny energetic leaks in your prosperity pipeline, constantly draining your abundance without your conscious awareness. Think of it like trying to fill a bathtub with the drain partially open. You can pour in all the positive affirmations and abundance practices you want, but if these emotional leaks remain unaddressed, your financial energy will continue slowly draining away. I discovered this hidden truth when examining why certain prosperity practices weren't yielding results in my own life. Behind the scenes of my conscious efforts, these emotional debts were silently sabotaging my progress. Each time I worried about a bill, felt guilty about a purchase, or harbored resentment towards someone regarding money, I was unknowingly reinforcing these energetic leaks, keeping myself locked in patterns of limitation. What makes these emotional blocks so insidious is that they often operate below the threshold of our awareness. They're the background program running while you focus on the foreground of your conscious financial efforts. They create resistance in your manifestation field, like trying to move forward with one foot subtly pressing the brake. The breakthrough comes when you finally identify and release these hidden emotional patterns. Now, I want to go even deeper into this topic by revealing the most powerful antidote to energetic debt I've ever encountered: forgiveness. This isn't the superficial, let's just move on kind of forgiveness. I'm talking about deep, genuine, soul-level release that fundamentally transforms your relationship with money. True forgiveness functions as the ultimate energetic reset button for your prosperity and consciousness. Start with forgiving yourself for every financial mistake you've ever made, the bad investments, the impulsive purchases, the savings you didn't set aside, the opportunities you missed. Then, extend that forgiveness to others who may have wronged you financially: the friend who never repaid a loan, the business partner who betrayed you, the parent who didn't teach you sound money principles. This practice isn't about condoning harmful behavior. It's about freeing yourself from the energetic chains that bind you to those experiences. The transformation happens when you declare with full conviction, "I release all energetic debt. I am free to receive." This declaration creates an immediate energetic shift, a lightness you can actually feel. It's as if you've been carrying a heavy backpack of emotional weights without realizing it, and suddenly you set it down. That lightness signals the opening of new channels for abundance to flow into your life. What fascinates me about this forgiveness journey is that it often precedes unexpected financial breakthroughs. Many people report receiving surprise money, unanticipated opportunities, or inspired ideas shortly after releasing these emotional burdens. The universe seems to rush in to fill the space that forgiveness creates, bringing fresh abundance where stagnation once lived. If you've noticed places in your own life where financial resentment or guilt might be creating energetic leaks, type "releasing my energetic" Get in the comments below. This conscious recognition of how emotional patterns affect your prosperity flow is where profound financial healing begins. There's a profound rhythm to wealth that few people understand, a natural cadence that mirrors the most fundamental pattern in nature: breathing. Just like breathing has two essential phases, inhale and exhale, prosperity follows the same divine rhythm of receiving and giving. This revelation transformed my entire relationship with money when I finally grasped that wealth isn't about accumulating as much as possible. It's about facilitating flow. Most people struggle financially because they focus exclusively on the inhale part of this rhythm, constantly seeking to receive, acquire, and hold onto money. They cling to every dollar with white knuckles, analyzing every expenditure through a lens of fear, not realizing that this stranglehold on their finances actually signals profound distrust to the universe. It's like trying to breathe. Only by inhaling, eventually, you suffocate the very thing you're trying to sustain. This insight represents a complete paradigm shift from conventional financial wisdom that emphasizes hoarding and protection above all else. The breakthrough understanding is that money in its essence is energy designed to circulate. When you clutch it too tightly out of fear, you interrupt its natural flow pattern, creating energetic congestion that blocks new abundance from reaching you. Think about water as a metaphor for this principle. When water flows freely, it remains fresh, vital, and life-giving. But when it stagnates, when it has no outlet, it becomes toxic. Your financial energy operates by the same natural law. Holding money in a closed-fist grip doesn't protect your prosperity. It actually prevents its natural expansion through healthy circulation. Now, I want to go even deeper into this topic by exploring the practical application of this rhythm through what I call the circulation principle. This isn't about recklessly giving away all your savings or making irresponsible financial decisions. It's about consciously participating in the flow of abundance through joyful, intentional giving where you can, tipping generously, donating to causes that resonate with your heart, buying coffee for the person behind you in line without any expectation of return. What makes this practice so transformative is the revelation that the universe measures not how much you give, but how much joy you feel while giving. The energetic signature of your generosity matters far more than the dollar amount. Giving $5 with genuine delight creates more powerful prosperity ripples than giving $500 with resentment or obligation. This understanding liberates you from the myth that significant impact requires large sums. The true catalyst for abundance is the authentic joy behind your giving. This joyful circulation creates a fascinating energetic phenomenon that defies conventional logic yet consistently proves true. Whatever you give with genuine happiness returns to you multiplied, not always through the same channel or in the same form, but with remarkable consistency. It's as if the universe keeps precise energetic accounting, ensuring that generous spirits never truly experience lack. What's particularly fascinating about this prosperity rhythm is how it creates a virtuous cycle that builds upon itself. As you practice conscious circulation, you experience firsthand how giving actually increases your sense of abundance rather than diminishing it. This lived experience gradually dissolves the scarcity programming that kept you gripping money too tightly, allowing you to participate more fully in the natural expansion through circulation process. If you're ready to experiment with this powerful circulation principle in your own life, type "breathing with abundance" in the comments below. This recognition of prosperity's natural rhythm can completely transform your relationship with financial energy. Let me share something that might surprise you about the path to prosperity. Humor might be your most underutilized financial asset. The fastest route to abundance isn't through more serious planning or rigid discipline. It's actually through lightening up about money altogether. This insight transformed my approach when I realized how much unnecessary heaviness I'd been bringing to my financial life. Behind the scenes of almost every financial breakthrough is a shift from intense seriousness to playful engagement with prosperity. Think about those moments when you've been laughing with friends, how solutions to problems suddenly appear, how creativity flows effortlessly, how possibilities seem to expand. That's not coincidence. It's a direct demonstration of how your energetic state affects your access to inspiration and opportunity. When you're locked in financial worry, your creative channels narrow, limiting your ability to see abundance. Pathways that are right in front of you. Money, like any form of energy, responds to the emotional environment you create for it. It prefers a cheerful home, not a dwelling place filled with constant frowning and complaints about scarcity. This isn't spiritual bypassing or toxic positivity. It's a practical recognition that your emotional relationship with money directly impacts how it flows in your life. The revelation that changed everything for me was understanding that money doesn't respond to force, control, or anxiety. It responds to invitation, appreciation, and yes, even humor. The mindset shift here is profound. What if your financial situation improved, not through more struggle, but through more joy? What if the key to commanding your bank account to multiply was learning to play with prosperity rather than battle with scarcity? This perspective completely transforms how you engage with money on a daily basis. Now, I want to go even deeper into this topic by exploring practical ways to infuse your financial life with genuine joy. This isn't about forcing fake positivity. It's about deliberately cultivating playfulness around money to open energetic channels for abundance. Start treating your financial energy as something to celebrate rather than something to manage. When you receive a payment notification on your phone, don't just swipe it away. Take 3 seconds to genuinely thank it. When you deposit money, allow yourself a little dance of appreciation, even if it's just in your imagination. This playful approach extends to how you treat the physical representations of your wealth. Handle your wallet with care and appreciation, like a valued guest in your home rather than a necessary burden. Organize your bills neatly, keep your cards clean, remove receipts and clutter regularly. These aren't just practical habits, they're energetic statements about how you value prosperity in your life. What fascinates me most about this journey is the unexpected liberation it creates. When you approach money with lightness instead of heaviness, you actually make better financial decisions. Without the cloud of anxiety and pressure, your intuition functions more clearly, guiding you toward choices that support genuine abundance rather than fear-based reactions. This transformation doesn't happen overnight. It's a gradual unwinding of years of conditioning that taught us money must be approached with grave seriousness. But with consistent practice, you begin noticing subtle shifts in how opportunities find you, how solutions emerge, and how your relationship with prosperity evolves from struggle to dance. If you're recognizing how your own financial energy might benefit from more lightness and joy, type "money loves to laugh" in the comments below. This awareness of how your emotional approach affects your prosperity flow can be the catalyst for profound financial transformation. Let me share a ritual that profoundly altered my relationship with the very things most people dread: bills. This practice might seem deceptively simple, but its impact can be extraordinary. One evening, instead of letting my bills pile up in a corner gathering stressful energy, I decided to completely transform my approach. I gathered every bill, arranged them neatly on my dining table, lit a small candle, and did something that felt revolutionary. I blessed each one individually. For my electric bill, I said, "Thank you for the power that lights my home and allows me to see in darkness." For my internet bill, thank you for connecting me to knowledge and opportunities across the world. For my rent, thank you for the sacred space that shelters and protects me. This wasn't about ignoring the financial responsibility. It was about recognizing the actual service and value behind the numbers, shifting my perspective from burden to appreciation. What happened next wasn't immediate magic. No winning lottery ticket appeared at my door. But something subtler and more profound began to unfold. The energy in my home shifted palpably. That persistent knot of anxiety I'd carried about money began to dissolve. And within a remarkably short time, unexpected channels of income started appearing. A forgotten refund, a surprise opportunity, a spontaneous gift. This wasn't coincidence, it was cause and effect. When I transformed my relationship with outgoing money through blessing, I created energetic space for more to flow in. Now, I want to go even deeper into this topic by exploring what I call the multiplication law, a principle so fundamental yet so frequently overlooked in our approach to finances. When you bless what you have, regardless of how small it might seem, you activate the universal law of increase. Conversely, when you curse, criticize, or complain about what you have, you literally shrink its potential for growth. This isn't metaphorical, it's an energetic reality that directly impacts your financial experience. Think about how you typically regard your current financial resources. Do you look at your wallet with disappointment? Do you check your bank balance with anxiety? Do you pay bills with resentment? Each of these emotional responses is actually programming your money energy, telling it exactly how to behave in your life. The revelation that transformed my understanding is that money responds to how we treat it, not just how we spend it. Try this perspective shift. Begin viewing every dollar that passes through your life as divine substance in visible form that multiplies with use. This isn't just a pretty affirmation, it's a recognition of the true nature of abundance energy. Start blessing your wallet each time you open it. Express gratitude for your debit card as you use it. Thank your income sources specifically and genuinely. These conscious acts of appreciation create an energetic signature that attracts more of the same vibration. What makes this approach so revolutionary is that it works regardless of your current circumstances. Whether you're managing millions or struggling with debt, this practice of blessing what you have creates an immediate energetic shift that begins attracting new possibilities. It's not about denying financial challenges, but about changing your relationship with them, seeing even difficulties as doorways to greater abundance. If you're intrigued by how blessing your finances could transform your prosperity flow, type "I bless what I have" in the comments below. This simple acknowledgement of how energy responds to appreciation can become the foundation for profound financial expansion. Here's another simple yet powerful practice that can dramatically accelerate your prosperity manifestation. Dedicated visualization of your ideal bank balance. This isn't casual daydreaming or wishful thinking. It's a deliberate mental technique used by prosperity masters throughout history. Set aside a few quiet moments each day to clearly visualize your bank account showing the exact amount you desire. Don't approach this as a wish or hope. Affirm it as an existing reality you're connecting with. The transformation happens when you go beyond just seeing the numbers to actually feeling the emotions associated with that financial reality. Feel the profound relief of knowing all your needs are met. Experience the expansive joy of abundant resources. Savor the freedom of choices this abundance provides. These emotions are the energetic fuel that powers your manifestation. Then, and this is crucial, release the visualization completely. trusting that your subconscious mind and the universe are now activated toward this outcome. What makes this practice so potent is that it operates at multiple levels simultaneously. Consciously, it clarifies your financial intention with remarkable precision. Subconsciously, it reprograms limiting beliefs about what's possible for you. Energetically, it aligns your vibration with the reality you're calling. Fourth, this multidimensional approach creates momentum toward your desired financial outcome that mere logical planning cannot achieve. This visualization becomes even more powerful when you practice it consistently enough that it begins feeling more real than your current financial situation. When your desired bank balance becomes your dominant thought pattern, your actions naturally align with that reality, often in ways your conscious mind couldn't have planned. Opportunities appear that perfectly match your energetic signature, and decisions become clearer as they either support or contradict your visualized prosperity. Now, I want to go even deeper into this topic by addressing a hidden barrier that prevents countless people from experiencing true abundance: the unconscious belief that wanting more money is somehow greedy or spiritually inferior. This internal conflict creates a prosperity ceiling that no technique can break through until it's resolved. The breakthrough comes with a profound realization: abundance isn't selfish, it's your natural state of being. Think about it. Does a rose apologize for blooming fully? Does a river feel guilty for flowing abundantly? Every aspect of nature demonstrates expansion without hesitation or shame. The universe itself is constantly expanding. This recognition frees you from the artificial moral judgment around prosperity that keeps so many good-hearted people financially limited. You can finally give yourself complete permission to thrive. Here's a liberating truth: you cannot effectively help others from a place of lack. When you're constantly struggling financially, your energy is consumed by survival concerns, leaving little capacity for meaningful contribution. Prosperity provides the foundation from which your generosity can truly flourish. When you prosper, you not only enhance your own life experience, but gain the resources to uplift others in more substantial ways. Perhaps most importantly, your financial abundance serves as living inspiration for others on their prosperity journey. When you overcome limitation and step into abundance, you demonstrate what's possible for everyone around you. You become a walking permission slip for others to claim their own prosperity. Your success literally expands the field of potential for collective abundance. This mindset revelation removes the internal conflict that sabotages so many people's financial expansion. No longer forcing yourself to choose between spiritual values and material prosperity, you recognize them as complementary expressions of the same abundant universe. This integrated perspective allows you to pursue wealth with wholehearted conviction rather than subconscious ambivalence. If you're feeling a sense of freedom around releasing old beliefs about money and spirituality, type "I give myself permission to prosper" in the comments below. This declaration of self-permission can be the turning point that finally allows your prosperity consciousness to expand without limitation. As we reach this point in our journey together, I hope you've felt that subtle shift in your prosperity consciousness. That moment when something clicks and you realize the power you've always had to command your financial reality. This isn't just theory or wishful thinking, it's a practical approach to abundance that transforms not just your bank account, but your entire relationship with the universal flow of prosperity. If something within you has resonated with these principles, I'd love for you to join our community of abundance creators by subscribing to this channel. Each week I share insights and practices that build upon what we've discussed today, creating a continuous journey toward financial mastery and expanded consciousness. This isn't about quick fixes. It's about fundamental transformation of your prosperity DNA. I'm genuinely curious about which part of today's message touched you most deeply. If these words found their way to your heart, leave a comment saying, "My bank account is listening, so I know we're connected on this path together." Your experience might be exactly what someone else needs to read to begin their own abundance journey. If you found value in our time together, a simple like on this video helps others discover these principles too. It's a beautiful way to participate in the circulation of prosperity we talked about, giving value forward so it can continue expanding. I've created a video that takes these prosperity principles to the next level, exploring how to maintain your abundance consciousness even during challenging financial times. It's waiting for you right here. Click and continue this journey with me. Your expanded prosperity consciousness is just beginning to unfold.